Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 4 of the 5-star Buff Booster Raid Tournament with no greens. You all know the drill. I am going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary, explain the teams I bring against my opponents, and the tile movement throughout. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video, or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. We are 14-1 on offense throughout the week, and our defense has a B rating. My defense is Fergus at tank. I've got Glass Richard and Nautica on the flanks, and Astrid and Costume Medea on the wings. With our first battle today, we are going to be going up against a Bernadette tank. So I am going to change my team up so that I've got my Bernadette counters. So we are definitely going to get Oni Wakamaru in here. And then I like to put in Nautica, Grimsteel, and then let's put in Costume Medea. And then also I'm going to put in Damon so that we have 3 different colors of counters for Bernadette, with Oni Wakamaru with his Undispellable Taunt, Medea with the Shifting Miles attack, and Damon with the ability to cast a effect on Bernadette, which makes it so that she cannot cast any status effects on any enemies or allies for 3 turns. And he's very fast mana speed, so he activates in just 6 tiles, Oni Wakamaru in 5, and Medea in 7. All right, let's see how this first battle here goes. Normally, I like to tile dump, but against Bernadette, I do not like to do that because of the fact that I don't want her firing before me, obviously. So I am gonna start off with these reds up top, I think. Or do I want to match the blues on the bottom right first? No, I want to match the reds up top. Now I'm gonna match these yellows up against Duelifler. All right, we did get a green diamond as a cascade. I think I'm going to hit that green diamond, actually. That's going to make it so that I can get a blue cascade and be able to match 3 more blues next turn. I'm just hoping that there's not anything else crazy that happens. And we did get Oni Wakamaru special with the blue diamond that we just got, so let's use that. And then I am going to hit that blue diamond because I still need 4 more blue tiles for Nautica, which is also going to set off Grimsteel. Yeah, so let's hit this blue diamond. I'm going to use Grimsteel first, and then Nautica. And then I want to kill Astrid over here on the left. So I'm going to use Damon first to dispel her. And obviously give that snipe. And then we're going to use Medea against her with that Shifting Miles attack. I'm going to hold on to Oni Wakamaru special since I don't need it right now, since we've already got the taunt. And let's match some red tiles. These reds up against Bernadette, which is going to set off another cascade of more reds, so I get Damon back. And a cascade of blues, very nice, and Bernadette is dead. Awesome. Now, I think I want to cast Damon on Duelifler. Yes, let's do that, and then I'm going to match this yellow diamond, which is going to set off a cascade of purples. And she's not going to be able to cast any of those effects on anybody else, except for the ones they already had, obviously. Now, I'm going to use Oni Wakamaru now, since Richard's about to go off. Let's match these purple tiles up against Duelifler. That's going to give me Medea, and then I can use that back on Astrid and probably kill her very soon. Let's match these blue tiles. That'll give me Grimsteel, and I think Nautica also. Perfect. match these blue tiles. And Dulafroller is dead. Perfect. Let's kill Astrid. And Santa Pimento should be dead very momentarily. Awesome. We are now 1 for 1 to start off day 4. Next up, we are going to be going up against a Fergus tank team. So let's bring in some Fergus counters. Unfortunately, I can't use any greens, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to go Toon Heavy since they have a 75% chance to resist both the negative mana ailment and then also the instant mana reduction. So let's bring in some tunes here. And normally I would use a green if I had one, obviously. Let's use Marjana. I know she's red and red's weak up against blue, but she's going to be the best option that I have. All right, let's just change this troop here real quick for the more defensive one. And let's see how this second flag here goes. Not the best of boards here to start. And no obvious cascading options, unfortunately. I think I'm going to start off with the Reds up against Fergus. We're pretty much just going to tile dump against Fergus since we've got that 75% chance to resist him for all of my allies. Actually, I'm going to match the purples up against him. Red Cascade, awesome. Now let's match the reds, and I can match some yellows next turn or some blues, depending on what I get. We got a yellow Cascade, cool. Let's match these 4 blues now, which is great because Magni activates in 7 tiles. So now I just need 3 more. Let's now set a cascade of these greens and yellows here. Richard unfortunately did not resist that. Let's match these reds over here. Nice cascade of blues. Should give me Magni. Awesome. And we always want to take out the Reviver first. So let's do some damage against Astrid. Match this yellow diamond here. That should give me both Vivica and Leonidas. And we should be able to kill Astrid now with Leonidas. Not quite, but she might die from the burn damage that's about to happen. And she did die from the bird damage. Awesome. Now, I want to not hit the yellow diamond because it's only 5 tiles, so it's not going to do me any good. Let's match these greens on the bottom so I can match the blues next turn. So hitting the yellow diamond would give me Leonidas, but not Vivica. So I'm going to wait for another tile to come on board. And we got a nice cascade of blues. Awesome. And some yellows. Now we can definitely hit that yellow diamond. But first, let's see if we can kill Fergus between Richard and these yellow tiles. Actually, Richard died from the hit from Richard. Awesome. Now let's see if we can do some damage against Salamata, and then I'll just ghost tiles on the left over here. Should be able to kill Salamata with these blue tiles. Awesome. Don't want to use Magni against Rosalind right now because of the Gargoyle soft skin effect. Let's just hit these purple tiles. No, I just want to hit one tile. Let's hit this red dragon. Alright, now let's do some damage up against this Mega Minion of Rosalind. Nice yellow diamond as a cascade. I will take it. We should be able to maybe kill her with Leonidas. If not, we can... Oh, she's Garrison Guard, so her mana is not going to get reduced. Let's see if this one red tile is enough to kill her. Not quite, but the Cascade maybe? Nope. And she's going to go off, and so is Poppet. That's all right. I really need some blue tiles. I shouldn't have used Marjana up against her until the soft skin went away. That was a waste. All right, let's do this. I'm going to match these green tiles, hoping I get a blue somewhere in there. Let's hit this red diamond. That's going to move up the blue tile so that I can get my blue specials. Don't set off Rosalind again. All right, let's see if we can kill Rosalind between these three specials. Awesome, she's dead. Before I use Marjana, let's try to get rid of the soft skin. Actually, it went away anyway. So let's use Marjana now. I'm going to hit this yellow diamond, which is going to set off a cascade of the purples and maybe some more stuff. Not quite. All right, let's use Vivica to heal. Try to get rid of the soft skin. And Poppet might be dead with those blue tiles. He is perfect. We are now 2 for 2 on day 4. Next up, we are going up against a Marjana tank team, and it's the wizard version, interestingly enough. All right, let's change up our team a little bit. I'm going to bring back in Nautica and Grimsteel, and probably Bernadette. And then let's also bring in Medea, who just got a huge costume bonus. She has an individual power of 1630 now. That is insane. Now let's also bring in another either blue, red, or purple. Let's bring in Richard. All right. Nice board to start. I'm going to start off with these reds on the top left. Now, I'm going to match these greens up top so that I can match the blues next turn. Actually, I'm going to match the reds first. And now we can match these 4 blues. And that's probably going to do some serious damage to Marjana, and it did. It actually killed her. Let's match these 3 blues on the bottom now. That's going to give me Nautica, Grimsteel, and Richard. Let's use Grimsteel first, and then Nautica to increase some healing. And now I want to use Richard on... Actually, let's use Bernadette first. It may reflect back to her, but it's fine. We're not going to get her special back before the end of the 5-turn painting anyway. All right, it did. Actually, we were able to turn Vivica, though, so let's use Richard on her. That way they can't heal. All right, with her out of the way, this battle is going to go very smooth now. I also don't know why I brought Medea because of that shifting miles attack reflecting back, but again, her special likely won't get charged again until after she is able to get her special anyway. All right, let's do some tile dumping with this yellow diamond here. Definitely need to heal again. All right, let's use Grimsteel, Nautica, and Richard on Richard. Let's use Bernadette again, and that should kill their Glass Richard, I'm guessing. Not quite, but we can probably kill him with Medea. Let's smash this red diamond, and this battle should be over very soon. All right, and we are now 3 for 3 on day 4. Next up, we are going to have a Toon Thorn tank team. So Toon Thorn, Glass Richard, and they've got 2 Foxes and Nautica. I think I'm going to keep the same exact team, actually. They've only got one glass team, or one glass hero, and then they've got one toon hero. So we should be fine with Medea being able to control where she gets activated, which will probably be Sable at first. That way I don't have to deal with the reviving factor as much. I think I'm going to tile dump right now, which is also going to set off a cascade with the purple on the bottom right moving up so that the reds get matched next turn. Awesome. Quite a cascade. And some more cascades. So we're going to get Bernadette special already this early. If red were strong against blue, Thorn would be dead, even with me only having one red hero. All right, let's use Bernadette to try and see if we can get rid of some of these buffs and turn people into paintings. Awesome. Now, I'm going to hold on to... Actually, I've got some purple tiles, so let's send the Medea factor over here in the middle. That should kill Thorn and maybe Richard. Not quite, actually. All right, let's see if we can kill Richard with these purple tiles now. Yep, he's dead. Now, let's match these reds over here. I need to get Medea back before Sable gets activated. Having Nautica on the wing over there is definitely interesting. Alright, let's use Nautica first here, and then Grimsteel to increase my attack growth and defense growth. It's actually the first time I've used those two this battle. Now, let's use the main part of Richard on Sable. Match these purple tiles. It should give me Medea. Perfect, now I can use that on Sable. Actually, we should be able to kill her, even without that. What does Sable have left? 787. Yeah, I'm just going to use the main part on White Fang. This might even kill all three of them because Medea has 1900 attack without the legendary troop, 2954 attack. That is crazy. All right, let's see if we're able to kill all three of these here. Awesome. 1700 and 1800 damage against everybody. That is wild. And we should be able to kill Nautica now with Medea. Awesome. We are now 4 for 4 to start off day 4. One match left. And we are going to be going up against a Glass Obacon tank team. They've also got another Glass Obacon, a Glass Vivica, a Glass Sartana, and a Toon Aslar. This is a 83-63 total team individual power. So we are definitely going to change up the team a little bit here. I think I might want to go a little yellow heavy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep my blues in here. Let's just take out Medea and Bernadette since they will be less effective against all those Glass and Toon heroes. So let's maybe bring in some Garrison Guards. Now, I don't want another healer. I've already got 2 healers. How about maybe a couple Toons with Leonidas? Or I could always bring in Mordowitch. Yeah, let's bring in Mordowitch. She's fun to use. And let's bring in another blue. We'll bring in Toon Magni. I am going to start off with these reds, setting off a cascade of purples, and then moving up some blues. Nice cascade of blues. Awesome. We're going to be able to get our 9 blues very early now. Let's use these 3 blues vertically up against Aslar. Cascade of reds that I didn't need. Let's match these 4 blues, which might kill Aslar. Yep, it did. Let's use Nautica first. And then Grimsteel to increase the attack growth. Let's use Richard on Vivica. One Obacan is dead. And let's use Magby on Vivica as well. I'm going to match these 3 yellows here. We got a blue that's definitely going to kill Vivica. Awesome. Might not even be able to fire Mordowitch once this entire battle. Or maybe we will now. Alright, let's use Grimsteel first. I'm going to hold on to... Actually, let's use Nautica. That's going to give me Mordowitch. And let's put this Mega Fiend on Obacan. Let's attack Sartana. Although, how much does she have that dodge on for? 1 more turn. I'm going to hold on to my specials for 1 turn. Obacan's dead, and everybody else is going to be dead now as well. All right, we are now 5 for 5 on day 4, total of 19-1 on the week. Top 1% puts us ranked 522 at the moment right now. Again, our defense is a B rating, doing pretty decent so far. We should definitely be able to lock in a top 1% performance on day 5. Let me know how your 5-star buff booster raid tournament is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.